Guys? Guys? Where are you?
Huh? Hi.
Oh, Yen and Ant. I'm glad that I found you here because we just bumped into the 7th installment of the abstract episode. How are you guys doing today?
I hate how that's the way you started it. I think I put my resignation on this podcast because that was the worst way you started this podcast. That was terrible. I'm ashamed.
So
That's messed up.
in other words, Ant feels great about my creative decisions, and Yen, how do you feel?
Yeah.
I feel amazing. I feel so full of life and energy. I'm so excited to get started on this.
They feel trans. That's what they feel like.
So it's been quite a bit of time. It's like the line that I say on my live streams. It's been a little bit, dude. All right, when it's only been like 2 days.
How long ago?
It's been like
I
don't know.
A week? 2 weeks?
Yeah, you were on a fucking marathon, so I don't know. It's been a while. But yeah. Anyways, so lots of shit has happened. I mean, I literally mean
To say the least.
Yeah, to say the least. So
yeah.
So you guys know Ponder Sprocket, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
She was actually considered a pillar of the community, if you will, a person that was a art titan, if you want to give them that label. They actually had this as their full-time career as well, so this is going to be interesting. But yeah, so the biggest issue that people had with Ponder Sprocket for a long while before they were being heavily looked into is that they had some controversies ranging from like 5 years ago to 5 to 6 years ago, up to like even like things that they did modern day. The biggest problem with Ponder is that she would never really respond to it. In fact, anytime like people would criticize, she was prone to deleting things. So it just kind of looked like she had something to hide, considering that was always what she said to other people when they deleted things, that they had something to hide. So I think like the reason why people have been pretty upset, even if like the excuse is, well, it was back in 2019, back in 2020. Well, she's never responded to it once. So naturally what you're going to get is people are going to keep bringing it up till you say something about it. And we're not talking about simple controversies here. Now, I mean, the very first notable one that like a lot of people knew was Akumu. And that was just a mess of a situation. Akumu was like a 16-year-old, right, who was slandered as a doxer. I mean, I guess he was transphobic too, but yikes. Yeah. Yen, run, Yen. No, nah, but the thing is, right, the guy got slandered as a doxer, and like what's actually mind-blowing is he had to like spend his whole internet career pretty much fixing his credibility off of like that like slander series of videos, which actually indirectly made it so that people didn't take him seriously when talking about the FCK stuff. Because, oh, that's the doxer over there. Which is just insane. But
I mean, it's even more insane considering like he got into drama with these people like ever since like I mean in general term like for people in relation to RCC since they only had like 20 subscribers, which is insane. Like all these like quite large creators at the time were just dogging on this 20 sub channel.
Yeah, he only had like 24
kid
subscribers.
too.
Yeah, 24 sub minor. Yeah.
Very important. We have the duck on this like 24 sub like child because that's like that's our most important thing we got to do right now.
Yeah, like I think the craziest thing that I'll always say with like Akuma with like Ponder is like even like when it comes to like the third part with the collaboration with Darkness Stone, which that guy's like a whole other different case like of weirdness.
God, yeah.
But essentially she reached out to Darkness Stone to make this video a year after everything was already done and dusted to like still berate this guy. And it's like, dude, why the fuck like are you even doing that? Like you're going out of your way to target this person. This is not like, in my opinion, that doesn't seem like a morally just reason to do so. It just looks like you see them as an easy punching bag. It's like, yes, another round of cash into my wallet. Like, I don't know, like it just it's cringe.
I mean, could it be maybe like to do with the fact that they were talking about other ACC creators at the time?
Like their friends?
And they were like, yeah.
I mean, that is definitely a possibility.
That's possible.
I'm just still mind blown by the fact that like this one guy who had not that big of an internet presence managed to get like a 4-part series on by all these other people in the ACC. It's fucking mind blowing.
Crazy to me.
Yeah.
Crazy to me. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. It's wild.
Yeah.
I think it's just like absolutely insane that Ponder has never once publicly stated that Akumu is not a doxer.
Yeah, we'll see if that changes.
Yeah.
But then, obviously, the next thing that people had an issue with her, because trust me, there's a handful of issues that people had, but like an issue before being dug into again was Fagos stuff, which Fagos, fuck me, man, is a case to say the least. They are a very interesting individual, very mentally ill. They basically tried to convince everyone that they got like there was like a transgender that was drunk, then they tried to like say that they groped them while they were drunk and then like forced them to kill themselves or some shit like that.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Fagos. What does that even mean? What?
Yeah, so Fagos, whether or not that story is true about like getting a trans person to kill themselves, that the problem is, right, obviously it's going to be mentally insane either way, and you wouldn't think, right, like you would think, right, if someone genuinely like, you know, admitted this to you, right, and basically like thought about killing themselves for it, you would think that you would distance yourself from this person, not have them be an editor still a year later after learning this information and working alongside with them and like, you know, only having positive things to say about the individual. It's mind-boggling.
There was the other thing. I can't remember if it happened during the same time frame or happened later. Because I think it may have been the straw that broke the camel's back for like that group. Was how Fagos had basically got these people to think that they had caused another person's suicide.
Yes, that was the trans person, and how like even like when I talked to like some of these people involved, how they went about that is actually just mind blowing. So this trans person individual, like the trans victim, right, who was confirmed to be an alt account by Fagos later, went into their DMs and was like basically being like, "I'm gonna kill myself," and then somehow killed themselves in their DMs. It's mind blowing that even worked. I mean, I could understand like, you know, being like, oh shit, fuck, what do I do? But like that's insane. I've never seen someone like kill themselves in someone's Twitter DMs, bro. That's I don't know. It reeks of like a lot of like suspicion. I don't know. Fagos, like at the time, like it's easier to say that now though, to be fair, because it's like we know that was an alt account of theirs. Just to give you a level of insanity, Ant, because I know this is like completely different like territory for you.
I've no idea.
So this person was trying to frame it that they were getting constant hate. What if I told you they made like 50 different alternative accounts to just basically ping and harass them in fake DMs just to make it look like people were hating on them for like, you know, their mental illness?
Actually awesome. That is something I would do. I mean, like I want to harass myself, I'll just make multiple accounts and be like, this person is harassing me. That's actually funny.
Seems like something you do, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm doing it right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
The bigger point of contention with Fagos, other than just like, you know, obviously associated with them, just besides knowing what they said and shit like that, is they also did this to Chile, who would have been around like 16 at the time, and they convinced Chile that they got like, you know, a trans person killed themselves and try to make it out to be like it was their fault. And that's definitely a lot for like a teenager to like have like handle as well. But the problem people would take with this is 3 years later, after that moment, they would end up making the video calling out Fagos. Now, Ponder was originally supposed to help Chile out, but backed out at the last second. And this was a little fucked because Chile basically got like, you know, thrown to the wolves. Everyone berated them. Everyone like, you know, at that time was on like Fagos' side, being like, oh, you're just being mean to a mentally ill person. Apparently, even like with Heaton, like going at like Chile, they only, from what we've been confirmed recently, only saw like the interpersonal beef that they had with Fagos and only based like their assumption off of Fagos off of that and just like started targeting Chile for like a while on Twitter. So like they blindly defended the person, which is just insane.
Well, didn't like Ponder like state the reason why they didn't like want to make a video or something like that in relation to Fagos is because it's not their usual content?
Something like that, something to do with anxiety, something. Yeah, it's insane.
Something. But they will harass or like, well, not harass is probably a strong word there. But you know, slander and make videos and hit pieces on a 16-year-old.
Yeah, and
it's interesting.
And to be honest, right, like, if anything, this just goes to show that Ponder was kind of a dick move of a friend for this, because it's like, this is someone that they went through the situation directly with at the same time. They were in the same group chat, dude. They were in the same fucking group chat, like, they where this all, like, took place and happened. Ponder would have 100% been able to verify Chile's story, but she just kind of, like, sat out on, like, the sidelines and just let, like, her friend just get, like, obliterated by the whole community, when simply stepping in or helping, like, even if she didn't cover it, because I still think she should have been the one to cover it, not the fucking minor in the situation. She should have been but even if, like, Chile covered it, her little stamp of approval would have unironically given her, like, a lot of support that was needed, because Ponder has, like, an insane amount of support in this community, or at least has. I think that's gonna, like, sink down soon. But at the time, they could have totally helped a friend out that was, like, literally getting berated for no good reason, by the way, in the community. They were calling out this person who's just done something objectively bad, and they were getting, like, lambasted by it in the community. It was actually insane.
I think it's, like, a case where, like, a lot of these, like, people like Chuli and Akumu have been sort of seen as, like, these nails that stuck out, or, like, people that went against the the current, basically.
Yeah, went against the grain.
Because of that, went against the grain, and it just sort of meant that the people in the communities who followed all these big creators, just absolutely hated them, and that was enabled by those creators in that space. I mean, you have, like, places like the Cloud Palace, like Doodle server, who would just, like, absolutely, like, hate certain people because the bigger people inside the server, like Doodle Tones and Heaton and stuff like that, didn't like them, even though they actually had, like, valid things to say. It's insane.
Yeah, no, it's it's genuinely fucking wild. But see, like, there's the Akuma shit, right? And then there was the Fagos shit. And another public point of contention before the fourth one was the Kenji shit, which, and I am going to ask, all right?
Oh, God.
Let's say that you saw a 16-year-old online, right? Slandering a 14-year-old. Like, to be fair, of, like, having CP on their hard drive and being a pedophile. But the video only got 200 views, right? Would you, even engage with it? Like, just start. Would you even engage with it? All right.
No. Now, I would ignore it.
Wrong answer. You were actually supposed to encourage, like, your audience to find their parents' phone number 3 different times.
What?
Yeah, so...
That's funny. What?
Yeah, so...
Some, like, Glove Shido, they're like, oh, let's go find this Glove Shido's phone number. Let's go quickly do this. It's like, what?
They wanted their parents to, like, get them offline because of, like, the stupid actions they were doing.
Wow, a child's dumb on the internet? Who could have thought? Like, who could have thought? That's crazy.
This was 2 years after they called Akumu a doxer as well, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, on a live stream that's still up, by the way.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, actually. But after that, a little quick brush through. Also, just to, like, let you guys in the audience know, just if anyone's even thinking about giving, like, any good faith, like, well, did they know that they were a minor? They literally said that they were a stupid 16-year-old after making, like, the comments about, let's get this person's parents' phone number. Okay, like, just I try to give that good faith too. When you go to, like, the 58-minute mark of the stream, that's where it kind of starts, and then, like, you watch 2 minutes of it, and I think it was, like, at, like, 1 minute, like, 1 hour 18 minutes in. Or 18 seconds in or whatever, right? It's like, oh shit, okay, yeah, they just said the line of, like, you stupid 16-year-old. It's like, yeah. But what's actually also another thing that popped up because of the Doodle Tone stuff was the George Raccoon comment, which I have, like, a little bit of mixed thoughts. But I'll let you explain that one, Yen, since that's a little bit more your territory, haha.
Yeah, so George Raccoon, if people who, for some reason, don't know, was a person who, back in 2019, prior to 2019, had a NSFW Twitter account, a private one, where you had to be specifically invited to join it. And there was a minor by the name of Leo. There were other people as well, but, like, for this to make sense, like, I'm only going to really focus on this. And basically, they would send this minor stuff, like, magic trick videos, and you may be saying, oh yeah, and what's wrong with magic tricks? Well, magic tricks was this guy's kink, and he would specifically share all this with a minor. Yeah.
How is that a kink? I'm sorry. What?
They got them off, dude. They got them off. They
Houdini is just like they get really hot. They just chubbed up during Houdini. Like, what's happening? Like, what?
Yeah, basically.
That's crazy.
The reason why this is important is our good friend Susie Doodletones made a video, I believe in 2021, defending George, and this basically like went like unnoticed up until like this year, where Chile, when they were talking about the Avi Holtman stuff, like Avi Holtman being one of like the people that groomed them, and they came out about them. Avi's defense was, well, George did something similar and he was in a groomer and he's fine, so what's up with me? Which led them to look into the George Raccoon stuff, like basically was like George falsely accused, all this stuff, and found the Doodletones video, which was one of the main things that got like Doodletones cancelled because of their horrific defense of this situation.
You did not just use the word cancelled in 2025.
It's over, dude.
Yeah.
Did I just say
Back it
that?
up.
Fuck me. Slip of the tongue.
They were
Got
canceled
them-
in 2025.
Got them scorched off the internet, right? Anyway,
Brutally
And-
molested.
Good save.
and obviously, the George Raccoon video doesn't exist anymore because Doodletones, deleted their channel accidentally. They will say, but we all know that's bullshit. And our good friend Ponder Sprocket left a comment of an endorsement underneath the video, and during the time when people were looking into this, they deleted the comment.
Yeah.
Which is bizarre, because up until this point, Ponder had been saying, like in relation to when Susie was being questioned, I never saw the video script when they were sent it by Doodletones. I never read it. I never basically going like, I didn't think it was a good thing. I was even like lambasting them for how they handled their 2019 stream when they talked about George Raccoon and how much the victim blamed the minor. And again, you could try and give the good faith of like, you're just leaving a comment on a friend's video, just like without really like paying too much attention to it. But the issue is, it's such like a specific like comment of like endorsement of like, I can't remember the exact comment off the top of my head.
I was basically framing like the victims as false accusers.
Yeah, right. That was the comment. So they clearly had to have actively been listening to the video to make that kind of comment. And the fact they deleted it is just really suspect. Really, really suspect. And only when like people are starting to like question the validity of the video.
Yeah, which I mean, their mindset for that was just also kind of like, bruh. It's like they were struggling with, well, if it's bad to leave something up, then I guess I'll try to just take something down. If they don't want it to be up, and then they took it down. It's like, dude, but by your own standards, it looks like you're hiding something. I don't know. I mean,
I'd have to question like when they deleted the comment. Like I'd have to ask around, because it's interesting also. So when people were looking into like Doodletones behind the scenes, they really wanted to make sure the comment section. They wanted the videos like not just like in their raw like state, so they could have the comment section to see what other people were saying on about it. I mean, that came up important note because Saf, one of the other victims of George, had left a comment basically trying to explain like themselves, and people in the SEC, slideshow commentary community, were dogging on them in the comment section, and that was just allowed to happen. So, and the reason why that's important is, after that video was unlisted, or people were finding unlisted videos that Doodletones had, and they started leaving comments on it, people were noticing that other people were deleting comments because they were all like, because people were replying to comments on an unlisted video, and that was explicitly like stated by people like Lio and other people looking into it. Yeah, don't delete comments, or like don't leave comments, or don't like delete stuff. Okay, if you find stuff. So it's bizarre that Ponder would then decide to do that.
something to hide. I don't know. But
yeah,
evil. It's kind of touched. Because I know they also deleted their comment under like that Cine video that we saw a bit ago too. where
we deleted that as well.
Yeah, that was actually because I don't think you would know this. It was actually where they got that idea that like deleting comments was probably for the better, because a lot of people were like, basically being like, oh, wow, that's crazy that this is still up. Wow, that's crazy that this is still up. And they just like, okay, then I guess I'll take this down. And they use that same logic to take down this George Raccoon comment.
It's not good. I mean, it also doesn't help they have a track record of deleting stuff. I mean, something like as minuscule as, for example, a meme post they made in relation to Akumu a few years back. And when Akumu brought it back up again, like not too long ago, Ponder deleted the tweet. So it's like really weird that you won't address people talking about you, but you will clearly see people like having critique of you, and you won't respond. Like, you could claim anxiety and stuff like that, but clearly Ponder is able to make videos or stuff like that. They don't even, hell, at bare minimum, they could write a statement or anything, just do something, please. You've been doing nothing for several years now. I beg.
Yeah, I mean, like, Akuma made a tweet against Akuma. Sorry, yeah, Akuma made a tweet against Ponder. And yeah, it's like... that there was a few reasons why it went down. They actually probably were the reason why I think Akumu was probably the reason why like they saw like Ponder's George Raccoon thing, because he called it out in a video. Then a lot more people started, because the video was unlisted, mind you, so a lot more people went to go look for it and then left a comment under it. So it's just, I think that's like Akuma might have been the cause of that, which is kind of funny to me.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. That's interesting.
Yeah, evil stuff. But
well.
I'm accumulating it so good right now. Yeah, it's but anyways, see, that was a lot of the surface level of knowledge. Then I got to learn something pretty.
Still more.
I got to learn something pretty fucking evil. All right, dude.
Oh yeah.
My partner caught strays, dude. This is.
Oh yeah.
This is fucked up. All right, Goat Kato, 6 years ago. Yeah, I've been trying to dodge the Sashley shit, like actually looking into it for a while, because I already knew it. All right, I already knew the thing. I didn't care to see Ponder's video. Okay, I'm gonna be so blunt, right? I already knew it was a 15-year-old that was being dumb on the internet. Okay, Goat was a stupid 15-year-old. Who fucking cares at the end of the day? It was emotionally driven drama, and they made a lot of dumb arguments as a 15-year-old. But oh, whoop-de-doo, a 15-year-old's an idiot on the internet. I really could not give that much of a shit. And it's like, I don't think it taints their credibility. It was 6 years ago. All right, I don't think they haven't really repeated the same behavior of just randomly, they haven't done proper call out stuff in a while. Even if you talk about that recent thing from 7 months ago, 8 months ago, actually, at this point. Yeah. It's 8 months ago. It wasn't even really theirs, and it's they platformed it. That was the dumb thing about it. But the thing is, though, right? They made a video on Sashley, which got 20,000 views. Okay, and they would just have I just consider it all dumb. It was they were arguing about things with OCs that I guess there's a DDLG thing, because I guess their character was ageless or whatever. Sashley's character was ageless, but it looked like a child, and that was the whole argument anyways. 15-year-old Kato was making over here, and it was dumb. That was part of it. Then there was them talking about I guess other relationship stuff. It was very tedious. Okay, but
I mean, I don't think all of the points was there to begin with. From my understanding, other people were suggesting stuff for them to talk about, and it was it in a relation to a document, or was it video?
There was this person going around named Gabe. Okay, this individual wanted people. Shut the fuck up! No, so this person wanted people to cover Sashley stuff, and Goat Kato, right, had 2K subs at this time, so they wanted to encourage people to cover something. So 15-year-old Kato was I want to do something that's good for the community. Okay. And this gay person was fucking weird. Okay. And when I say weird, I genuinely mean fucking schizo. This person said they'll see you as a god. They were saying shit like that for fucking Goat covering Sashley drama. Okay. That. And I don't know. It was all just really weird. It was all really manipulative, gaslighty. So like majority of the takes that Goat made wasn't even theirs to begin with. And like it's kind of comedical because because I'm pretty sure like the font of the text on the document is different too for who wrote who, or it tells you who wrote what. And it's like, I think out of all the takes, 75% of the takes weren't even Goat's or whatever, but still, obviously, the criticism still applies that it was through their mouth and through their platform, and they platform takes, whatever, right? You could have that criticism, however, still, again, dumb 15-year-old, okay? I'm not gonna, like, fucking go scorched earth on, like, a little kid, dude. That's stupid. But I think, like, what...
Sweet thing.
Yeah, whatever, yeah. But, yeah, so it wasn't even all their own takes. And then the part that, like, really blew my mind, right, is a week before Ponder Sprocket's video dropped, Goat already took accountability for all the wrong things that they said. They already took back their claims from their 20k viewed video, mind you. I can't stress that enough. So it's like the 20k viewed video, which is quite a bit, to be fair. Yeah, it's quite a bit. I know Sashley only had like 700,000 subscribers, so in comparison, it's not a lot, but it's quite a bit. 20k, some people have seen it, duh. And Goat was pretty much the lead of it. But like after realizing that they fucked up, they apologized for it. They already made the video, taking accountability, taking responsibility, and saying what was wrong. And then Ponder was in their DMs. They even apologized with Ponder and already let them know that they've taken accountability and changed things. But then a week later, Ponder would go to drop their video, which would proceed to get 1.2 million views. So A, blew it out of fucking proportion, and B, she would then also go to frame that like Goat just has not changed and just an unhinged kid just making slander comments left and right, despite literally having a conversation directly with Goat about that they are like the point that they came to, that they already took accountability for everything. Like what the fuck are they supposed to do? The drama was done. The drama was done. And
I mean, what also didn't help, right, is that like the plan was that Goat drops their like response or like apology video after Ponder's, but because of that and the way that like Ponder framed their own video, it kind of meant that people were just like, oh, you're just releasing a video because Ponder's releasing a video, or like released the video. It's like insane.
Yeah, they're like, you're not sorry, you're just sorry that you got caught, and it's like, no.
Oh yeah.
It's like, if ever, like, what's actually mentally wild is Goat literally had the DMs between them and Ponder showed publicly, but Ponder's fans were such fucking retarded troglodytes that they just did not read those screenshots and just went with whatever, like, Octomami said. Okay? It is genuinely mind-blowing. Like, it is literally evidence that they apologized and it took accountability a week before Ponder's video, and they still went with the narrative of, you're only apologizing because you got caught. It is fucking mind-blowing. I mean,
it's also insane because Ponder never does amendments to the videos. Like, they'll never do a pinned comment or some change to the description saying like, oh yeah, this is updated information or something like that. They could have easily done that for the Sashley video and said like, okay, I may have framed this poorly. Here is the related DMs, right? They could have done that from a community post thing, but they never did that. They've never done that for any situation that they've ever been in, from my understanding of their content. So I don't understand it, because the argumentation that Ponder has, where it comes up with I have anxiety, I get anxious, all that crap, it would not apply for Sashley, because they're still at this time they were still actively making drama content. So it doesn't apply here.
Yeah, also...
And unless we talk about the contents of the video itself.
Yeah, what's also kind of crazy to me is obviously Ponder's not had a conversation with Goat yet, but even with FCC Courthouse, one thing I will mention, because it's just fucking evil to me, when Goat joined that server, Ponder says in all caps, "Why is Goat here?" And I'm like, what are you...
Really?
Yes, that happened in recent times. What the fuck are you... What do you mean? That's 6 years ago, dude. Let it fucking go.
Yeah.
But I was I don't know, it was something that, it was clear obfuscation. I can't tell if it was malicious or they just were too lazy to change their script. But either way, it's dumb. It was slanderous to a kid, and that wasn't even the only thing that people had found about the video as well, because even re-looking, there was a couple things. Like, one of the big things was that they glossed over a 17-year-old grooming a 12-year-old because, I mean, that wasn't the main focus, I guess. So
It's not to do with the art.
yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with the art conversation here, okay? So,
Yeah. Oh my god, it's just God, it reminds me about like how in the Madame, like the whole Madame stuff, like how they just gloss over the fact that like Madame sent like porn links to a minor.
yeah, to a 15-year-old, it's like,
Yeah, it's like, no, but the art fit. I sleep.
dude, adults sending porn to minors, Ponder fucking sleeps, dude. But like the moment art theft is in game, oh yeah, you know they're rubbing their hands together. Okay, holy shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like, there's a lot of things wrong with that. They, for some reason, just had like some hyper obsession to talk about BDSM kinks in their video. I don't fucking know. I got cursed enough with like, before even mentioning the reason why I brought that up, I got cursed enough with watching like an Akumu video, and then they just randomly just fucking moan in the video. It's like, what is wrong with you?
Oh god.
Alright, like, what the fuck? But anyways.
That horrifically reminds me about how, like, also to mention the fact that Ponder had Chuli was like allowed Chuli to moan in one of their videos.
Why?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I don't understand why.
That's fucking weird. Wait, how old was Chuli?
And Chuli was a minor.
Oh,
Chuli was a minor.
See, I mean, Ant does the same thing, so I can't really get too mad.
Yeah,
I do it all the time.
Like, Ant's like 10.
Do it all the time.
Every day.
It's a hobby for me, man. Every day, all night.
But
I get the miners to moan. Okay, I'm gonna.
Yikes! Anyways,
good.
Clipping that one. Holy shit!
And that was the last episode of Abstract.
That was the last.
That was the last time it was seen.
Yeah, that was the last GivenAnt sighting on Earth. Okay, like.
Yeah, he was gone after this. Never seen again.
Some say they still hear his commentary voice.
They still hear him begging miners. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Okay.
Continue.
Anyways, the reason why I brought that point up is because there was just a point of the video where Ponder just goes, if you guys want to know more about DDLG kinks, alright, minors in my audience, you could just look up these videos online, alright, and you won't find a single example of a pedophile using this on a minor. And don't double check me on that, okay?
You're misquoting it. It's you won't find the videos on how to groom kids. Basically, is like what they were saying.
Yeah.
Like, but don't prove me wrong. Don't prove me wrong.
Yeah, I don't.
Just think about what you have to type in. But do type in DDLG kinks. And
I don't want to see a 12-year-old on an FBI watch list.
Oh, they said that. Yeah, fuck me, man. Oh, it's so fucking.
That's funny.
And no one batted an eye that they just told the 12-year-olds to look up at like TDLG kink videos. But you know, based, I guess. Yeah.
Awesome, dude.
But don't worry, that video's also gone since it's been brought up into conversation.
But thankfully, Akumu saved it. Yikes. God.
He's probably archived every single video on that channel. I'm gonna be so for real.
Yeah. But you see, that was just one of the recent things. So, Spocker, what I could explain publicly is Spocker went and talked to Ponder Sprocket. Now, for a little bit of previous context, I think I gotta explain Spocker tech. Okay. Now, some people in the ACC know Spocker due to their whole 9-year-old pedophile allegation that ended up being false. That's actually how some people got to know them, because I think Ponder was one of the people that defended them, and a few people defended them, and they ended up being innocent. Yeah. However, later would come. All right. So you see, when this person was 18, this is Spocker's story of what happened. So, they found CP on their hard drive because they were in a relationship as a 16-year-old with a 13-year-old. Now, I believe the age gap was 3.5 years, so they were actually 16 to 17 during the course of this. And they were sexually engaging and sending nudes and receiving nudes with this kid. Now, what Spocker will tell you is, I forgot that those were on my hard drive, all right? And then when they were 18, oh, whoopsie-doozy, found these, must delete them. well, apparently they actually flushed the hard drive down the toilet, according to them in the call. But yeah, so
How?
Lol.
I don't.
What?
They said they broke it and flushed it. That is unironically what they say to the people on the call.
That's a lie. Okay.
Nah, bro, they still have it, bro. They still looking at it. Nah, but the thing
Trust, they still got it.
even with this, right? Even if you want to debate, bro, whether or not, well, 13, 16, that's a 3-year age gap, right? That's not grooming. Well, what if I told you I don't fucking care for this context because Spocker admitted to keeping good contacts with this kid, all right? So that they wouldn't have to have, basically silencing the victim so that they would never come out about this. That is very malicious. They said something along the lines of, it's better to be friends with them rather than have them hate me. And they remained close buddies.
That's so manipulative.
Yeah, they remained close buddies. Now, some people actually did believe this. It's like, oh, I mean, honest mistake, he forgot that there was CP on his hard drive, who doesn't, right? We move on with our lives. Okay.
Average Tuesday, right?
Yeah, average Tuesday in the ACC cabal, but then,
oh, God.
Spocker would go to Ponder. Now, Ponder, for this to make sense, also did a lot of lawyer LARP. They acted like that they were an expert when it came to legal law, okay? That they were the go-to person. So, Spocker would go to Ponder Sprocket and ask if it was illegal to be receiving nudes from a 15-year-old while they were 18. You can't make this shit up. This shit is fucking insane. Fuck? Oh, sorry, Akuma, get the fuck out of here. But no, it's like, they literally had, Spocker admitting as an 18-year-old, but they were still receiving, these news from this 15-year-old. So they were actually actively sexting this minor that they said that they didn't talk to for 2 years. Really, not in this way, at least. They were actively sexting them. And you know what Ponder did with those DMs? That,
Nothing.
You know what Ponder did with the DMs that would have proved that Spocker was a pathological liar if they were leaked? Nothing.
What?
Just nothing. Just saw no issue. Saw no issue. What made this more mind-blowing is Ponder tried to make the argument when dealing with 17 and 13 as an age gap. For this context, they unironically tried to argue that minors can't be pedophiles.
Oh my God.
Which, so it's like, I mean,
from the lawyer, LARP.
Actually, a 17-year-old can't be a pedophile. Well, fun fact, did you know pedophilia blossoms at 16, unironically?
Yeah.
Okay, just to really throw that out there in the medical context. Okay, now...
Blossoms when they're 16.
Yeah, I know. I love that wording, but you see, you think by that logic, well, a 17-year-old can't be, so by my logic, an 18-year-old can be. But then they go to admit that what they did is an 18-year-old. They're like, I didn't really see any issue with it. And then a month later, they would let Spocker back into their server, back into their spaces as they saw no issue with them. And this place would have a very interesting name. Yen, would you like us to introduce us to this segment?
Welcome to Fiendish Cavern.
So,
what?
An amazing server. Okay, Fiendish Cavern was Ponder Sprocket's private Discord server where they would keep all their close friends and stuff like that, including someone by the name of Chile. Now, you may be asking, Jan, what is the problem with this? Chile was, at their youngest in the server, 14? Is that right, Ace?
14, 15.
14, 15. Okay, I was close. And the issue with the server was there was a lot of NSFW posted in the server. Or to be more clear, right? Not straight up pornography, that kind of crap, but very suggestive images. Like that kind of crap, right? Just to be clear, it's still horrendous, but just got to make that clear. And what ended up happening is this server. Oh God, it's really disgusting. It's so difficult to try and explain it. You had amazing people on the server, V Omega, the name's Junkie, Fagos, amazing people, Avi Holtman, Heaton Mitsuri, and Doodle Turns. All great names that I'm sure they have amazing careers right now as we're currently speaking.
Yeah.
And that basically enabled a lot of groomer, like a lot of like the grooming to occur. I'm not saying that like Ponder was like rubbing their hands together, being like, "Oh yeah, groom these kids," you know. But it basically
Order 66.
allowed that. Oh god! But no, it basically allowed that kind of environment to occur, where like NSFW topics were like, or like that kind of crap was being posted around a minor, basically leading them to thinking it was like acceptable. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's really depressing.
A gross
it's
negligence.
Really fucking disgusting. Yeah. And then one of the things that ended up happening in the server is after Ponder had been told by Spocker about like what was going on with the hard drive and all this stuff, they got into a VC with a bunch of different people, to name a few who were in the call off the top of my head, by looking at like the side chat when the call was happening and that kind of stuff. You had people like Ellie Momele, you had V Omega, you had Manga Carmen, just trying to think how else was in there. I think Fagos was in the call.
Sorry.
The name's God. The name's Junkie. I believe that's all in terms of like what I have seen who was like confirmed to have been in the call. And a lot of these people were basically saying, well, it's not your responsibility to talk about this, Ponder. You know, you shouldn't be the one to have to like talk about this, you know, basically trying to dissuade them from talking about Spocker's hard drive, which is something that's really weirdly like, you know, it's so bizarre. But I mean, when you really realize who's in that call, you have known predator V Omega, like just to like name
groomer.
The crimes of these people. Local child groomer, local child groomer. The name's Junkie. You have dead trans OC maker Fagos.
They were just LARPing.
And yeah, like, and all these people in the call. Again, you could argue that like Ponder was like basically like, oh, it was under the advice of their friends. They were like pressured to not talk about it. But Ponder should have realized real fucking quickly that is an insane thing to do, and they should have talked about it. And from my understanding, they never publicly like spoke out about the like Spocker's hard drive, and they kept up their video defending him, which is insane. So there was no sort of like clearing of like what had actually happened or anything like that. This was just sat on and allowed to happen.
Yeah,
I think I've covered everything with that. I don't know, there's a lot there, and it like it's hard to talk about because it's still being actively looked into. It's going to take a while. The server has existed since as early as 2017, and there's a lot to look through to make sure like everything's like accounted for before like it's talked about publicly. But that's like the primary stuff in regards to that.
See,
I know some people have like made like a public statements when it came to that stuff. Like Manga Carmen had recently made a post talking about specifically the Spocker stuff. Basically saying, yeah, he takes full accountability with it. He should have talked about it. He had the platform. He was still making drama videos at the time. He should have spoken about it. I'm not sure where I sit with that. Again, it's like, I mean, I'm not sure what else you can really do aside from that.
I mean, what I'll say is that they were pointed out an issue that they had, something that was worthy of criticism. They took it on the chin. They didn't make any excuses for the Spocker stuff. So it's like, and they publicly responded to it. Realistically, I don't know what more to expect from the guy, right? He fucked up in a situation, responded to it now because he feels like he fucked up, and didn't really make any excuses in the public announcement of why he fucked up. He just apologized for it and moved on. But
exactly,
yeah. But
again, the issue is there's other people who were in the server that were like that. Like again, like I'm currently doing the research for it. One of the people doing it at the moment, I'm still collecting a list of names and like, you know, in terms of who was in the server, because like as it stands, there was over 30 people in that server at any given time. So it's a lot to go through. But again, that will be spoken about when all the information is collected.
Yeah, but you see, now that we got that out of the way, I mean, essentially with Ponder, right? I think just to kind of like wrap it up a little bit, Ponder, you know, is the reason why you don't just give a creator like a pedestal in the community. They people let them get away with too much stuff. Like they kind of just put them above criticism, and no creator should ever have that type of status. No creator should be above criticism. No creator should be above like any, you know, being able to make mistakes. Now I know Ponder has, you know, disavowed their audience and acknowledged that they've had like a very parasocial, like they disavowed the parasocial behavior. That hasn't changed anything. But like obviously a creator's of just another person just like you and me. Okay? To give them a pedestal just alleviates any like fucking criticism in general, which is why you don't do that shit. This is why that Ponder hasn't been able to respond to this shit for 5 to 6 years. All right. And now things are actually being done about it because other creators have like, you know, taken an issue with things that they dug into and found. All right. Like there's like, fuck me, dude. That's why we don't do this shit. But you know what? Speaking of palate cleansers, right? I think and actually, you know, speaking of also blindly defending someone, right? I think we're going to move the topic to Vincent Martin. Okay.
Oh my God.
That was clean. That was a clean, like pop of the soda. I was impressed. I'm impressed. Good job.
Yeah, no worries, buddy. I was ready for it. So, Vincent Martin.
That was a good one.
Now you see, Vincent Martin is a very interesting individual. So no one would have known that this guy made a Jar video, right, at all, if it wasn't for Jar basically just going to their video and say, like, they actually linked their video, they didn't even reply it. They linked their video, right, and said, at least somebody did research into me, like something along those lines.
Yeah, he was endorsing the video on Twitter, which got everyone to be like, ooh, the Jar defense video, let's see what this is. And it's like, comes from Vincent Martin.
Let's see what Jar 100% agrees with. Okay, let's take a look into it. It's not, like, what's wild, though, the video just fucking sucks. Like,
yeah, it's pretty bad. The Vincent Martin is like a known conspiracy theorist. If you know anything about the guy, I knew who he was before because, like, if you didn't know, his lore is like I knew he was like involved with like Himpleton because he was like a Himpleton mod, an old disgraced Himpleton mod during like the days of Himtopia. That's what I knew him from. So like I've seen some of his videos be recommended to me before, and I watched them before. The guy is like doesn't really think about anything he talks about and goes the most conspiracy theory like route ever without even like thinking about what or doing much research into what he talks about aside from just seeing a couple things and then connecting dots that aren't there. That's what he does. That's like if you know anything about Vincent Martin, that's what he does.
Yeah. And basically today we'll be talking about the infamous GivenAnt.
Dude, he can't even pick a tone. It's so annoying. That's the worst thing about his videos is like he can't even like consistently pick a tone.
No, that's part of the magic.
Weird. I don't know how I feel about the ACC and their woke mind virus.
Yeah,
the woke mind virus.
That's part of the magic, dude. He picks like 5 different tones of the video. It spices it up, okay? But
yeah,
awesome.
Frankenstein's voice.
See, this guy, right, basically tried to come out and made some really gay points. Like, he tried to make it seem like that Jar was, you know, set up by all these other content creators that they were just like farming shit against, like creating shit to farm. And it's like, it's just dumb. Because obviously they're going to cover them in like a critical moment. Because first off, right, just to like really assess something here, Jar wasn't even really picked up by like the mainline commentary till after he made the Cinnabar video. That wasn't like that wasn't like they like someone like poked his shoulder and said, "See that person right there? They're innocent. Go defend them." Like there was no setup like that. They did that fully on their own. All right, they fucked up. Kubo kind of fucked them over a little bit, which is funny, but like I still think it's cope. They could just say, like, honestly, the whole like excuse between like Kumo leaking my video, right, is the reason why I posted it. Honestly, you would have been way better off if you really were like, going off like the explanation of, well, each video is like a draft, right? You could have just said, hey, sorry, I wasn't actually happy with this video, and this is not the finished product. I was just putting thoughts together. But and that probably still would have gotten a little bit of backlash, but it wouldn't have gotten the same by him posting it on his own channel, bro.
Right.
Yeah. Like, it became like a big thing because, not a lot of people really like Jar, sure, especially in mainline because like he's kind of gay. Like, he just always had like a pattern of just going in after everyone. Like, every time that there'd be a drama, like one of my favorite moments of this was like the John Swan Dream drama, right? Back then, where Dream no, it was John Swan lied about Dream. They pretended to have like an autistic 12-year-old that just was saying shit as Dream. It was like
autistic cousin.
An autistic cousin.
Yeah, and got on there. It was like DMing a bunch of people. I think it was like Harley TVS and a bunch of people like that. Yeah. And then like John Swan didn't want to admit that it was him, so he was like, "It's my autistic cousin that got on my computer and somehow knew the lore of like commentary and like changed my account to like Nicholas Diorio because he was funny." It was just dude, that was the good old days. Miss those days.
But you see, the thing is, right? Jar waited till after, right? The whole situation was done after it was found out that John Swan lied. After everything was resolved. And then came in, right? And then came in, like, what was it, a couple months later, and acted like, I knew the whole time John Swan was lying. I just wasn't able to make a video at the time. And just acted like it was so obvious to come to this conclusion, so obvious to just see the end. It's like, yeah, no shit, it's obvious to see the end when it's, like, all finished. No fucking shit, right? Yeah. But he acted like he knew the whole time. Yeah. And it's like, oh, John Swan ain't getting past me. All right. It was so dumb.
I won.
It was so dumb.
Yeah. But he does that a lot. He does that a lot where he waits until like the perfect opportunity to say something. And it was like, so he makes it seem like he's like this guy who knows what he's talking about and is smart to try to like boost his credibility. He's done that for like so long. Until it bit him in the ass.
I mean, that was what he was known for, like swooping into the end of dramas,
Yeah.
But like when it came to the Cinebear stuff, it's like insane because it was an entire like shift in like how he would go about like a situation like that, where he was like generating like the first opinion or like a differing opinion from like what everyone else was saying.
Yeah, which
ultimately fucked him.
Yeah, he thought Kumo's opinion was the mainline opinion, which is just like, dude, nobody fucking liked Kumo, dude. Like, nobody did. Anyone that was shit-talking Kumo at that point was like, if you want to talk about popular opinion, right? If anyone that was shit-talking Kumo got like 1,000 likes a tweet, almost like I was seeing like, from Streamline and other people that were like, just fucking mogging Kumo. I'm like, lol? It's like, dude, that guy was definitely not liked, bro. That guy was definitely not liked at that time. But essentially, right, the point, just to reel us back in, okay? To reel us back in, he didn't fuck himself, like, he didn't get fucked over by other people. He fucked himself over, is what I'm saying. Like, it's not like Chud sat there rubbing his hands, being like, oh yes, let's bait him on the stream so I can epically own him with fake points. Like, that didn't happen.
You little fucker! You little fucker!
You little fucking bitch! Like, yeah, it's fucking evil.
Yeah. It is funny because, like, in all of the responses, he always tries to put the blame on other people. It's so funny. Even the people who defend him, like Vincent Martin, did that. It was like all these people are gay opping him, dude. Like all of them are in cahoots. Like all the girls, they're all in cahoots together. They're all talking. Whereas like Beckett knew the entire time because like if you look at it's like it's so stupid. It's just like the stretches is insane.
I mean, Vincent would cope in saying that like the focus of his video was like the Coyote Lovely remark that was said on like Beckett's stream. Which is
that was
so
like
insane.
a few, that was like a couple minutes. It was like the whole.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
like a 30-minute long video. It was, dude. I don't know. It's crazy.
I mean, like he played the clip twice in the same video.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what point he was trying to make. That like, oh no, I remember. But the critique was, oh yeah, he's not like Coyote Lovely. But the comparison was that Coyote Lovely was someone who was being like got too like close to a pedophile that they were investigating, like Hypnotist Sappho, like to the point of like trying to get like I can't remember the specifics around it, but like trying to commission them art, I think, and stuff like that, like weird crap like that, and basically getting too close in a gay art basically, and being really fucking weird. And Jar was someone who had sleepy time calls with the person who was actively doing a video about who's being accused of being a pedophile.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Problem? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. and then you have the art girlies, right? The whole VidCon fiasco, where Jar went ahead and was basically being really weird with a few creators who were attending VidCon. They kept like Manny Malware kept like saying like, no, I don't want to like meet up with you, basically like trying to let him down easy through text and stuff like that. And Jar basically tried recreate, and he succeeded basically in recreating the whole like Tana Monju iDubbbz thing, but instead of just saying the word, he went up to Ponder Sprocket and said, sorry, he didn't end up doing this. Sorry, he thought about doing it, but what he ended up doing was he went up to Ponder Sprocket. Ponder had no clue if this was Jar, and basically shook their hand and was basically like, "It's me, just a robot. Hi." and Ponder was like, "Oh my god, what the fuck?" And the way that Vincent like portrays it is that like even in the debate he ended up having with Falky from Up, was that like, oh yeah, Mali didn't say no hard enough. Like no didn't know it hard enough. Like was like I feel like he was like a second away from arguing that like Jar was like too autistic to understand, and basically going like, oh, this is the woke versus the anti-woke.
Yeah, that was one of the points he brought up was like, I think it was like Truly said that like Truly and Thuman were like very woke in one video, and he was like, haha, I got them. It's like he was like, Excelsior, I got them. It's like, what are we doing? It's so soy. It's like, it's
I mean, it was also disingenuous because, like, they were making the point
exactly.
of, like, oh, you deleted this video talking about this person. You will probably have something to hide. Yeah, the video about Kai Weiss.
Yeah,
no fucking shit. They were gonna delete it.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, dude. With like the whole thing with like the like people are gay opping, because he said like was like Beckett was gay opping, was like knew the whole time type of thing, but it doesn't make sense if you think about it. Like if like time runs like in one linear, it doesn't make any sense. And then because he was like talking to Kumo at the time, and then there was other things where it was like Chud was like over exaggerating and was like secretly running things. It was like stuff like that. But there was a point that was, I thought that was like so stupid, and it like made me laugh, was like when he was like trying to make these like arguments of like these people are gay opping, he doesn't bring up the one person who admitted to gay opping, which was Hippleton. Me and Hippleton actually, some like secret behind the scenes, like I was helping Hippleton during the gay ops. I was giving like some things that he was telling. So like I was involved in the gay ops since like the beginning, and I was so blown away. It was like, why did you just bring up the one person who actually gay? You could have even brought up Ace right here. He did it.
He was there too.
What are we doing? I was like,
actually,
there's two examples of people who. Yeah. Okay. Sure, buddy.
And then make them interview public. Okay. Very, very different.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I mean, like, I would never gay up.
So clearly, it's so clearly, you're these two perfect examples of people gay upping, but you go against the people who are clearly weren't gay upping. If you didn't like actually do any research, he literally, it's so funny how like little research and things he basically doesn't bring up, because he's trying to bring up the point is like Beckett's edit, or like everyone's like what's his name, Jar's innocent, and like he hasn't really done much, and like he's actually like not as bad as people are saying, but he like leaves out like so much of like the worst things he's done and ignores it, and is like, when other people bring up criticism, is like, well, they're just woke, they're gay, I don't like them.
Yeah.
That's like as deep as this conversation goes.
I kind of confirm, right? Like, having spoken to Jar like not too long ago, Jar does end up saying that, like, with the whole debate with Falky, like, I asked him his thoughts on it, right? And he was basically saying, like, oh, it was just Falky shouting at him for, like, the entire time for, like, what he didn't include in the video. And that was his only, like, critique when it came to Vincent. But, I mean, I guess there's also a part where I recently was able to, like, basically get Jar to say how, like when talking about, like, the malware malware DMs when it came to VidCon, like, that they were saying no in that instance. They were saying no. But, like, Jar, I don't know. I feel like he's so unwilling to concede on certain points that, like, he just, like, looks like an absolute cunt when 100% of the time when he's trying to defend himself. Like, he won't concede. It's bizarre.
Yeah, it was rough stuff, dude. Vincent Martin fucking mogged. I mean, dude, I didn't even really watch all of Beckett's videos. Touched.
Yeah, no, like, he did no worries. And also, the funny part is like, they also had sleepy time calls. So, I mean, that's all pretty much you need to know about him, about Vincent Martin.
But you know what?
Now, I mean, he's, like, moved on from, like, the Jar stuff, and it's, like, trying to go at Queeman and, like that whole crew, anti-Destiny crew. So, he's going to have fun with that.
And
he's gonna have fun
you see, Vincent Martin ran, and, you know, from Falgy. But you know who else ran from Falgy? That's right. Just a robot.
Sure.
All right. Dude,
This
wouldn't know
response is so fresh.
yeah.
So fresh. Yeah. That's awesome. I was so happy when I saw that notification. I smiled ear to ear. I was like, today's the day.
It was so bizarre. It
came out of nowhere.
Why.
It was so random, and it made him sound so much worse again. I've never seen somebody who just consistently, like, ruins himself every time he talks about the drama.
The more
if he just moved on and kept making videos, he would be fine.
Yeah, the more you dig, the deeper you go. That's just going to essentially be what it is. All right, he keeps digging his own hole. His grave is like 60 feet down deep in the ground, all right? Like, that's going to be a hard climb at this point. But I don't know, the video was definitely interesting. I mean, we learned that the guy had, like how Ant mentioned earlier, had sleepy time calls with Vincent Martin, so I guess I know why he was a little defensive of the fella. But then he was also I didn't expect a Vincent Skullman call of all things, bro. That was left.
I don't know who that was until I saw it. Like, I was like, Vincent who? Like, I don't know who that is. Is there, like, lore with this guy? Aside from, like, some of the stuff? Like, I don't know anything about him.
I know
Never heard
very
of it until
little.
now.
I know very little about, like, Vincent Skullman. I believe that he was in Senate back in the day.
Of course he was.
I don't know, like, if he's been involved with anything too serious in the past. Again, I haven't done too much
at the top of my head, I just know they beefed with, like, Linland once, bro. Like, I know. Like, well, Walt Linland was 17, dude. They beefed with the kid. What the fuck? No, but, like, I think they apparently have, like, a pretty controversial resume that precedes them. So it's really funny to see their name in this. I know the guys had, like, you know, it had beef with Jar at one point too, because, like, Jar made, like, a video on the guy. It was like 2 hours fucking long. But yeah,
I know their name was connected to the Jar drama as it was, like, happening, but I can't remember why, because I think their name was thrown around for something, but again, it escapes me for whatever reason. Which is interesting, but
Artemisia.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you suck.
See, I'll remember names, right? But, like, because I'll remember someone's name, because eventually it will come up later down the line, and normally not for good reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in the call, he, like, talks about, like, how he's, like, a little iffy, about, like, you know, his takes on it. So it's, like, it's plausible that he was going to make a third script. It's still criticizable the way he got about it. The arguments are still obviously very criticizable. Like, even if, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Even if he did research, right? Like, you know, like, barely any research, right? How the fuck do you come to the point that the miner should have set the boundary? Okay, like, that's just mind-blowing to me.
See, Ace, you don't understand. It wouldn't be in a third script. It would be in a third video. Because Jar didn't script his Cinebear videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's good stuff.
$30 a pop.
And that just makes it so insane. Yeah, $30 a pop.
Yeah.
Dude, I think that's such an insane part of the video. Like, basically going, like, as a point going, like, I pay my editor less because he's in a third world country.
Yeah.
Where the conversion rate is like fuck to hell and back, where I can pay him in the equivalent of 10 liters of milk for a video.
Yes, the USD
It's so bizarre.
goes even
like
further.
the dollar is strong.
Yes, the
It's
dollar is
so
strong
bizarre,
this
like
one.
why you would admit that.
Well,
It's so ridiculous. Like no wonder I wouldn't be. I don't know. I feel like Lorenzo may have learned of this and be like, yeah, fuck this guy. I'm gonna put Cindy in the casting couch in the video editing.
yeah, which
is something that happened.
yeah, it was all very dumb. Like that was a weird point that he made. He tried to show behind the scenes. That's like, well, trust. I was thinking about making a third thing, right? I wasn't even like fully married to this idea. But it's like, again, I don't understand like making it into a video format, not just if it leaks, but it's like he claimed to do no research in the documents for one, right? But like, barely any. But like literally in the interview with Cine, he's talking about how like 90% of it's a nothing burger, at least with the first document.
Well, right. Well, there's also multiple calls where he's even like talked about details of the doc. So he did read the doc.
Yeah, he
didn't read like every single page. Maybe sure. Like
even with
like,
the Vincent Scollman thing,
possible.
he knew enough about like some things in the document that like he would have had to read.
Yeah, 100%.
Which it's just mind blowing. It's fucking mind blowing, dude.
You know, another thing that's crazy about this video is that he pretty much admits that he already knew about like, because like one of his things is like, well, like when he was afraid of, or like he was thinking that Kumo like uploaded the video on him, like his draft, and wanted to like basically use it as like if people did like in the comments or like getting like backlash in the comments. Because of like he released it, but that doesn't make any sense because because like in the Vincent Scollman call, he already like anticipates backlash, so he already knew that there would be backlash to begin with like the draft when he was talking to Vincent. So it doesn't like so that like what he was doing with Kumo didn't make any sense, and most of the video is just putting all the blame, like a lot of the blame on Kumo. Like he doesn't even like say sorry. Like majority of the time, he's like Kumo uploaded it, so it's Kumo's fault.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, oh god, there's like so many things wrong with it. Like, I mean, like talking about like the doc itself, right? Like Jar admits to have seeing like the rape comic like aspect of it. Like that is the thing that is 100% confirmed.
It was his favorite part
of everything in the document. Like that Jar was able. I mean, and I even believe it more. Given his whole dyslexia claim, that he looked at the pretty pictures first, and that's probably the worst way of describing those pictures. Just realized
back in the video, he literally talks about like how like City censored the porn, which makes it like less bad. And like he also conveys that point with like Vincent Scollman. So it's like you know what was said, all right, you know what was said, but it's like, it's not, the problem that I have with Jar's thing. Is like in his second video, right? It's not a research point to come up with like it's a moral point. So it's like a moral. Then what I mean by that is like with the whole thing of like the minor should have set the boundary, right? No amount of research should sway that claim. Okay, that should just be like a basic standard that that should be wrong. All right. Obviously, minors can't set boundaries with groomers. No fucking shit. That's common sense. All right, that is just a moral standard. I don't know what research he would have done into that being like, that would have changed that. That's really fucking bizarre to me. It's not like if he read more of the document is what I'm saying is that opinion would have changed. That's just like a moral stance he gave, which is just like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? But
I think it's so weird also the fact like he fully edited the videos. Like it's really, but that's such a weird mindset to have to try like to fully edit like both videos. I can understand a bit more if it was like just audio track, where like he's just he's
or
edited
bits of the
himself
video,
with the
like
voice.
sections.
Well,
Yeah.
like sections, or like just like if he's saying like he has dyslexia, right? Like, oh, so I don't know, I struggle with scripts, blah 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 blah. So he would just verbally say it. That would make a lot more sense. But the fact that he's specifically gone out of his way to make these two videos, and like what are people meant to think, right? Like from like the way it's like portrayed, like an argument would be that like, oh, he saw that Kumo was like defending Cine. That like it's so bizarre. A lot of things don't make sense because none of it seems logical.
Well,
None of it, like nothing with Jar seems logical.
Yeah, another thing that he like pretty much admits to was that like he made one of the drafts being like pro Cine, another one being like where he would say would be like more like I guess positive toward like Jack. So he made two drafts basically once like to basically like who would release the one like he thinks would be like the most like positive in terms of like public reception. So like he didn't even come with his own opinion, which is something that we've said previously, that he like clearly doesn't come up with his own opinions. He just waits until like the popular opinion, then jumps in and be like, guys, I was right the whole time. I don't know what you're saying. Like, you know, it's the whole, like that whole shit. But it's like, he literally created two videos specifically. So like once he sees like, oh, public opinion is swaying one way, he'll release that video swaying that way. So he looks like the good guy and like he's smart and intelligent. Yeah. It's insane. I was so surprised that he admitted that. I was like, what are you doing, Jar?
It's literally living the double life, dude. On God. Like,
true. Honestly.
He also consistently saw Jack as like more of a, like is it like a victim, like in this situation, which is insane. It's so like removing from like the actual focus of what had actually happened when it came to Enno. Like I think that is probably one of the most like negative things that has happened with this situation, is a lot of the focus went away from like what had actually happened here, where Cinebear had groomed a minor, someone who was already vulnerable, someone who had already gone through horrendous crap in their life, and it's been focused on to Jar and how fucking moronic Jar is. Again, the criticism is 100% justified to Jar. I just find it insane that because of Jar, that focus got shifted away from what had actually happened to her.
Yeah. Because it's a lot more entertaining to talk about a guy fucking up a case than, you know, a kid being groomed. That's really just kind of like what it boils down to. In fact, that's the reason why, like, mainline even got, like, any kind of, like, traction to Cinebear in general. Just because Jar was on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, you could argue he put a lot more focus on the victim by fucking up.
Yeah, but it is so funny because it's like when you listen to the video, like when you originally like when I listened to his first response, like I was like, this guy's just dumb. Like he just like blindly defended somebody because he was like horny. But like when you listen to the second video, you're just like, this is a lot more like egregious than like it actually is. Like it's not just like he thought like he was horny, so he decided to defend her. It was like, this guy was so malicious in terms of like how he was handling it, how he was like trying to like sway public attention by like doing the two video thing, and then like clearly trying to get like people like what's his name, or like get like Cine in his pocket for future things by doing it too. Yeah. It was just, like it's so insane. Like when I re-listen to it, like I've always had the like opinion and the idea that like he might have some malicious intent originally, but like I think it's just mainly he's just like an autistic loser who doesn't know what's happening most of the time, or like what he's saying majority of the time. But like after that one, I was like, dude, you just like you're terrible. You are so malicious in everything you do. I was just like, come on.
I mean, he has a track record for it, but also like one of the things that was said in the video is just like mitigating language, like just a Kuma, not a groomer. It's such like a redundancy of like what actually happened. But also like to build off what you were saying, where like the snaky behavior. Keep in mind, we're talking about the same guy who was like chill with Lio Convoy, but was still talking about doing a video on the guy like teasing a video about like doing a video on Lio Convoy at the end of a video. It's like, what are you on about?
To be fair, I am.
Yeah, I mean,
on GivenAnt. Like, I am making a video on GivenAnt. To be fair, like, I just
well, that's justified.
so it's like, yeah, I mean,
yeah, true.
Collab. Can I like talk about my experience?
yeah, you can talk about your victimhood from like that was spawned into you by GivenAnt. Okay.
Oh, please.
Good. I'm excited to hear this. But no, like it is funny when he was like basically at one point in the video he was like, I just wish we could like sit down and like have a conversation and just have a tea and like work things out because that's what I want out of like, you know. But it's like, dude, you were like behind the scenes with like people you were friends with for years, like Lio and others. You're like, I'm gonna make a video on them to expose them. Like once they like annoy you a little bit or like take you off just a little bit. It's like you're just like so disingenuous. That's not what you want. You immediately want to go for the throat and like immediately like slice their neck open the second they like throw anything at you that's inherently negative. So no, like you're just like being so disingenuous by that. I was just blown away with how he was acting. It's insane how much he acts like the victim when you don't even like it just blowed me away. I was so shocked. Like I don't understand like why he thought this video was like a good idea. There's nothing that was like even positive that would come out of this. I don't understand. I'm really hoping that like it comes out that somebody was in his ear telling him that he should make it because that would make me laugh.
Vincent
Martin, yeah.
I mean, even have like the Mali Malware call where like he's like threatening to like I can't remember the specific like threat, but it was something to do with like he's a big channel or some crap like that. Does anyone else specifically remember that?
Well, Ant would not, but like, yeah, I know what you're on about. It's
but
I think he said like watch your step or something like that.
Yeah. It's so bizarre. Like some of the behaviors of this man.
That also goes into him saying like he has like what the Tower of Babel of like commentators.
Well, apparently,
like, you know, his like information. You know what I mean? It's like what
about that? Ed, I'll let you. I'll let you answer it.
Apparently, he was just doing that to like big himself up in front of Cine to like to reassure.
Oh, I forgot he did say that. I can't believe that, dude. Also, I love the fact that he like made a jab at City's looks at one point in the video, and that made me laugh.
Oh yeah, it's like not my type, not my type.
Yeah, I saw the picture of her in real life, and I was like, yeah, not happening. I was like, okay, maybe Jar won today.
Yeah, like,
dude. But I also kind of like even like the
partner, and he got really mad. He was dating Cindy.
It is so funny of like one point where like he's like in order to like just like show the like about the sleepy time calls, he interviews just some random people being like, so did I ever like have romantic interest in you when I slept with you? It's like what? And then like the people he brings up are like some random woman. I still don't even know who they are. And then Vincent Martin, which was the funniest part. And then Via Clay. Why is ZV here? I was blown away. I was just like, what is happening? And then later on with like the girlfriend thing, she also brings some random person's like, am I like the person to like cheat on somebody? Do I look like the person? And this random person's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what that proves.
Yeah, we're gonna like leave some random glib shit we don't even know the name of in the video. It's like I could go on the street and ask some random person to get on the mic and say, hey, say that like I don't look like the person who cheat. That means I'm vindicated of everything. It's like
you know what they do?
10 pesos.
I'm gonna go to like some person on the street and just say, can you say subscribe to GivenAnt? And just like record them, and they'll just and it's just be like I'll send it to Ant randomly and be like, this guy knows everything, and then he'll like watch it and be like, ew, kill this guy.
Whoa, he would probably stop and be like, this guy's kind of awesome.
He would probably actually look at it and be like,
yeah, that's pretty awesome. This guy's like pretty handsome, like pretty beautiful and sexy. Yeah,
this guy.
I'm working on one right now.
This guy does not make videos.
I'm working on it.
This abstract episode will out be before his video, dude.
Not true. Not true. I'm gonna get done tomorrow. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yikes. Well, speaking of done, I think this is a good place to wrap up because Jar's career is cooked. Vincent Martin was never up, and Ponder Sprocket is flamed. Dude, it's fucked up, dude. It's actually fucked.
Jar, can you make a video? Can you like make a response video like every year? Could it just be like an annual thing? Just like responding to like the same things, just like a different way. Can you please like I would love that. I would like genuinely like be like smiling ear to ear. It'd be like a tradition. Be like, it's Jar time, baby.
And all the commentators go out and they like light a beacon for Gondor for like the Jar video. Like,
yes, it'd be like Jarktet is here, boys. It's like coming around. It came early this year.
Light the bat signal. Get him going. The Jar signal.
Oh, yeah. But you see, I think we're gonna end it there. This has been a really nice episode of Abstract. You know, pretty refreshing. It's nice when someone could hop on. It's really nice that we could actually like all be here together. And it's nice when we can actually, follow the schedule and just, actually be here.
Okay. Wait, I'm going to defend myself here.
Like,
okay, you guys were like went off to do other things.
And that's the end of the episode.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.